Hello, my lovelies. How are you? How's everybody? I just want to say thank you, big thank you to my subscribers, my returning subscribers. I really do appreciate you. Mwah. I love you. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, please subscribe. Subscription is free. You're not being charged for it. I promise you, it's free. Subscribe, watch my videos, like, comment, and of course, hit the notification bell, okay? And I promise to continue to keep it real here, to bring all the latest news or give you any information or, just gist generally, things that will benefit us as women and that would uplift us, to make us better individuals. Anyway, do you like my top? Yes. I love it. You know what? 10 years old. I kid you not. 10 years old still fits me. African print made for me by my mom. And it's beautiful. I like it. Why are we here today? So, I want us to talk about the issue of this popular saying, when a child grows, he will look for his father. Put that in one corner. And then we'll also talk about the Bible, because we can't talk about parents and children without making reference to the Bible. I'm a Christian, so I will always make reference to the Bible. And if you don't believe in God, or you're Muslim, or you don't read the Bible, it's okay. But I'm sure there are common values that we all share, irrespective of our beliefs. So, first of all, I want us to look at Ephesians 6, 1-4. It says, "Children, it is your Christian duty to obey your parents, for this is the right thing to do. Respect your father and mother is the first commandment that has a promise added, so that all may go well with you and you may live a long time in the land." Verse 4. "Parents, do not treat your children in such a way as to make them angry. Instead, bring them up with Christian discipline and instruction." Let that sink in. There are this is like a two-prong chapter or instruction. On one hand, it's telling the children to respect their parents so that their days would be long and they will benefit from the land. On the other hand, the Bible is talking to the parents. Do not push your children to anger. So, just last week, there was a publication on social media about Ashake's father. Now, Ashake, if you're not a Nigerian, is a popular musician. He's so big. He's so good in his craft. He's a Grammy nominee. Most of these musicians are very wealthy. So he's wealthy. He's got the money. Now, his father has come out to cry out to social media and telling people that he hasn't heard from his son since, I think he said 2022 or 2000 and something. He didn't say for a lifetime, but about 2022. He's been trying to reach him. He's not sending him any money. So he was kind of making demands of his son, Ashake, and that Ashake needs to buy him a property of about 50 million so that he can get rental income from it to look after himself, or pay him monthly 1 million or something of that nature. And social media has gone kaboom. Everybody is saying Ashake should look after his father. Why would Ashake not take care of his father? Why is he always with his mom? He's your dad. Irrespective of what he's done, he needs to take care of him. And then there is another divide. What have you done, you Mr. Ashake's father? How have you've offended your son? You're here trying to emotionally blackmail us. Go and apologize. Silly man. All you people that will abandon your children and come out and start, start trying to curry social media favor or start using the Bible or start singing irrespective of whatever, people for and against. Right? At the end of this video, I will tell you my stance, but I'm not here to cast aspersions on anybody, because I do have my belief. And I'm sure we all have what we believe in and what we, the rules that we follow in our life. So, a man, a father that is not there for his child in formative age. I'm not saying Ashake's father was not there. In fact, there is a publication, or some people have come out to say he supported Ashake up until whenever he had to sell one of his cars or something to send him to school and all of that. Ashake's mom was not even there. But she left when, Ashake was 3 years old. Again, why did Ashake's mom leave? We don't know. And all of a sudden, Ashake is now taking care of the mom, stuff like that. But these are all stories out there. We don't know. Let's keep going. Let's just talk about some men that because you have an issue with the mother of your child, you then up and leave and not look back and not care for this child that was brought into this world, that didn't ask to be born. You just dust yourself up, hit your buttocks and then move away. You don't look back. You don't care. You don't send any money for this child's upkeep. You're just there living your life and probably even starting another family. And then when you're asked, you say the child is going to come back and look for me when the child grows. I'm here to announce to you that that's no longer the case. If you didn't know, it's no longer the case. Children of these days do not care. They only acknowledge people that have been in their life, in their formative age, have nurtured them, have worked with them, have encouraged them, taking them to the hospital, stayed in the hospital with them, taking them to school plays, attended parents' evening and parents' day and all of that, school sports, taking them to birthday parties, celebrated their birthdays with them. Those are the people they remember because those people have poured into their lives. So do not think just because you brought the bodily fluid that formed this child, on that basis alone, the child is going to remember you in your old age. That's one. Two, there are situations where people break up and no matter what has caused the breakup, the divorce or whatever, or even if there was no marriage and there was this child outside marriage, and then because you as a woman, you're bitter, you're angry, you then want to be a stumbling block to this man being in his child's life. Stop it. Stop it. Don't be a witch. Do not do that. It is wrong for you to stop a father from playing his role in his child's life. The only reason why that shouldn't happen is if that man is a danger to the child. And of course, sometimes if the child was born in a marriage, it is the court that will decide custody and all of that. So do not on any basis stop a man who wants to play his role as a dad being in his or her daughter's life, his child's life. Let's put it that way. Do not. It is wrong. Don't do it. And then let's talk about women that even though the man is struggling and trying to be in his child's life, and then you're telling the child all sorts of lies about the father. Again, let's put an end to this madness. It is not in your place to start to talk evil of a man that has offended you and not a child. It is not in your place. Be a good parent. Cater to this child. Do not try to poison the child's mind against the father because he's not there physically. Same goes to the men that would talk ill against the mother of their children just because the relationship didn't work or just because you guys disagree on something. The thing is, no matter how much lies you concoct and put into that child, the child is going to grow one day and would decipher, will be able to put the chaff away and tell you this is the grain and this is the chaff. And they can tell what is the truth and what is the lie. So do not think, oh yes, I'm going to tell her, I'm going to tell him the father is this or the mother is that. It's only a matter of time and this child is going to grow and understand the games, the mind games you've been playing. And at that point, the child is going to look for that parent that has been good, that has been lied against, and will start to cater to that parent, will start to take care of that parent because they now know the truth. Another thing is fathers. Oh, shout out to all the fantastic fathers out there that are doing a brilliant job to raise their children in a way that they would grow and never depart from it. Those that provide for their children financially, emotionally. Listen, I did not say just financially because some of these men, all you do is bring money. You're not there for your child. Your child can't speak to you because you're like an oracle in the house. Your child wants to speak to you, your child is panicking. Something is going wrong in your child's life. Your child cannot have a conversation with you because what do? You would call names, you would abuse, you would not listen, you make it about you. And then at the end of the day, you wonder why this child is not talking to you. Because you've traumatized this child. Stop it. Stop it. Try to put your ego aside and listen. And talk to your child and ask your child questions. And when they talk, you listen to them. Do not call them names. Do not abuse them. It hurts. Some of these fathers, you hear stories about fathers that tell their children, oh, you can never make it. You're this, you're that. They call you all sorts of names. And then when the child then goes away and doesn't want to talk to the father anymore, they will start, oh, you've abandoned your father and all of that and all of that. The thing is, the Bible has come out to say, children, listen to your mother and your father, right? There are some children that grow and they don't care about what the Bible says. Oh, just so we know. There are also some people that you would offend. You know that part of the Bible that says, forgive your neighbor, forgive 70 times. There are people that you offend. They would never forgive you. There are people that you do something evil to them today, they go, oh, I leave it to you and God, and they keep going on with their life. But there are people that will go to every length to make sure you suffer. So let's look at people differently. Let's not think because there is a Bible somewhere that said, this is what you should do. Then you go around and mess up and then expect that the child would cater to you at your old age. Some children would, some might not, which is just the fact. So, let's also talk about women that get married to men that have divorced or separated from their from the mother of their children. And then you, stepmother, you're a stumbling block to the father being a father or being a dad to the children from his previous marriage. You're part of the problem. Excuse me. You are part of the problem. Stop it. Do not be a stumbling block to a mother or a father acting as such to her children just because you're now in his or her life. Because we're talking children here. There are so many damaged children. There are so many men that are hurting. There are so many women that are hurting because of the kind of treatment they received from their parents. They can't move past it. They can't move past it because you've hurt them so badly. And it's so terrible as well in Africa that you hardly find people of those generations that apologize. So we're not even going to overflog the issue. We're talking about the new generation. Be better. All those kind of conduct that you didn't like growing up, do not start to repeat the cycle and traumatize each generation. Pass the trauma from generation to generation and tell people that is how it's done. That was how my father did it. That was how my mother did it. And then you're passing it down and down. Let's try to learn and unlearn some of those conducts that were not good, that you didn't like. Don't try to start repeating them again. Let's do better. Let's do better. Young girl, you're marrying a man that was married before that has got kids, and you think your own children are now more important than the children that you had before you? It's not good. Don't behave that way, because what goes around comes around. Don't. And if you're that man that you think you want to punish your woman just because she didn't comply with whatever rules or standards or whatever that you've set, and then because of it, you don't want to take care of your children, these children are in this world for a reason. Some of them are going to grow up to be fantastic forces to be reckoned with. And then when they are now thriving, you will be there now saying, oh, the woman stopped me, or the woman did. Did you do your best as a parent, as a dad, to be in this child's life? Did you try? Because if you did, trust me, the child would know. Nobody can be deceived to an extent that the person can tell black from white. They will know. If they were so tiny that you couldn't get in contact because that woman is being a force against you being in their life, as soon as they mature, they start to go to school, be in their lives. Let them know that you tried. Let's stop raising a broken generation. Let's stop it. Let's try our best to be better human beings. Of course, I'm not talking about people. There are people that they never reflect. They are the same today, tomorrow, forever. I'm not talking about those people that we class as a narcissist. They're always correct. There's nothing wrong with them. Those ones, they belong in another bucket. I'm not even qualified to talk about those people. I'm talking about normal-headed human beings that have got conscience. Think about what would happen in future. Do not think that you're going to sit down there and allow another woman to slave away and deny herself of a lot of stuff, and then 20 years down the line you surface and say, I'm the father. You have to look after me. The Bible says, honor your father and your mother so that your days will be long. Where were you when this child was growing? What if this child died? What if something happened to this child because the child didn't get enough care? Would you then claim that child that has become disabled or something? Or are you just claiming this child now because that child has now become successful and you feel entitled to this child's success? For those of you as well that cater to your children, give them money, send them to the best universities and just dollar cash, cash, cash all the time, but never emotionally nurture them. Sometimes, in fact, I think what I need to tell the men is it's really not all about the money, the finance. Sometimes be there for your child. Take your child to sports. Talk with your child. How was school today? Forget about the financial side of it. Be there for them. Why do you think when a child starts to grow, they start to tilt towards their mother and want to make sure that their mother is fine and all of that? It's because those formative age, the mother is there pouring into the child. Oh, are you okay? Are you all right? What is wrong? Did anybody offend you in school today? Did anybody bully you? What's going on? Do you want me to talk to your teacher? Shall we go somewhere? You know, they know when their child is about, sad about anything, or even when the child is failing in school, they try to encourage the child. Don't abuse and say, when I was your age, look at your mates, do they have 10 heads and all of that? Every child is unique. Be patient with your child. Do not push them to anger. It's there in the Bible. Be a kind parent, irrespective of what is going on between yourself and the other parent. Let that child be a priority. Let that child be a priority. Let's all play our roles as mothers, as fathers, as aunties. Do not enable bad behavior, because there are some of us that enable bad behavior. Say, leave her. Don't talk to her. Forget about the children. The children will come and look for you afterwards. Don't be that auntie. Because it's we women, sometimes it's we that uphold this patriarchy. Do not be that auntie that would always be talking down on your fellow woman and be saying, if you lie, don't go and beg him. Don't. You know this man is maltreating this woman, but you would always pretend like you don't see it and want to humiliate the woman. Don't. Stop doing it. Let's all be kind and good people. Let's support each other. And then finally, for the single mothers, we see you. You're trying your best. It might look difficult. You might struggle, whether you're in Nigeria or abroad. Try and find your tribe. Try and find friends that would support you in difficult times, that would lift you up, that would help you to run some errands, to pick up your child so you can go to work, to look after your child so you can attend one activity or another. Continue doing what you're doing, and God would pay you. It's only a matter of time, and you start to reap the benefits of all your hard work. Do not give up. You might look in social media or hear news about the parent of your child living his life, living the best life, not bothering about you or your child. Do not be angry. You can cry, you can be sad, it's okay. But just know that sooner or later, all that hard work you've put in to raise a well-rounded individual would pay off. You'll be so proud of your hard work. And to the mothers that are living with the father of their children, but they're not contributing, they're not helping you raise those children, I see you. Well done. You're doing well. Don't give up. Continue pushing. Continue pouring into your children. They would grow up to be well-rounded individuals who would contribute immensely to society and bring you pride, because you invested so much in them. Finally, before I wrap up, do not use your child as a retirement plan. There are some people that are training their children, and because the reason why they're training their children is because when their children grow and become something, the children will train them. Things are changing, oh. I'm telling you, some of these children, they don't bloody care. They just move on. They don't look back, they just move on. So try as much as you can as a parent to also think about your future, think about your retirement, because that child might not be what you think he or she would be. Some of them get married to partners that have come from different backgrounds that don't think it's their responsibility to look after their parents in their old age. It happens. We've seen it happen. Some of them might be in debt, struggling to look after themselves, let alone look after you. Some of them don't even believe in what the Bible says about youth caring for their parents. They don't care, they just move on. They move mad. Even the people that you've poured into, you've put in all your effort and everything raising this child, they just move mad. It happens sometimes. So you have to also think about your future, because it might not pan out the way you're planning it in your head. Or what if the child then predeceases you? It happens. We've seen stories where children just up and leave this world and their parents are on their own after all that investment they've put in. So let's all be properly guided and try to live our life accordingly. People err to, even the Bible says to err is human, to forgive is divine. So it would take the grace of God for some people to forgive. Some people might forgive, but they will never forget. Some people might just cut you off. I don't want to have anything to do with this person anymore, because they are repeat offenders. You're a parent, you keep offending your child, repeatedly. Why? Why can't you reflect and think of how to make peace with your child? You as a child as well, if you're the coconut head, try and listen to your parents. Try and listen to your parents and be a good person. All in all, I think we should all try to be good. Men, do not abandon your children and think they will look for you in future. Women, do not stop your children, the parents of your child or the father of your child from playing their role if they want to, if they are good people. Set aside your differences and let these children be the priority. Do not stop anybody from playing a role in a child's life. I think that's it from me today. If you've got anything else you want to add, please do put it in the comment section, like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.